Scheduled for release in 2026, The Mummy is a new reimagining of the classic horror franchise directed by Lee Cronin, the filmmaker known for bringing intense suspense and practical horror elements to modern audiences. Unlike previous versions that focused heavily on action and adventure, this new adaptation is expected to emphasize supernatural horror, mystery, and psychological tension. The project has attracted significant attention because Cronin's filmmaking style suggests a darker and more frightening interpretation of the legendary mummy myth, offering a fresh experience for both longtime fans and newcomers. In Aswan, Egypt, a family consisting of a father, mother, 2 sons, and their daughter, Layla, returns home to discover their pet bird fatally injured. The parents head down to the cellar, where it is revealed that their house sits above a hidden black pyramid. Inside the structure lies a black basalt sarcophagus containing mummified human remains. When the remains begin to move, a supernatural force suddenly kills the father. Meanwhile, in Cairo, investigative television reporter Charlie Cannon lives with his pregnant wife, Larissa, and their children, Katie and Sebastian. Katie is close friends with Layla. One morning, Katie is approached by a mysterious woman known as the Magician, who introduces herself as Layla's mother. Using candy to gain Katie's trust, the Magician lures her away and kidnaps her. Charlie desperately pursues them, but loses sight of them in a powerful sandstorm. He and Larissa report the disappearance to the police, where they receive assistance from an English-speaking junior detective, Dahlia Zaki, although the lead investigator remains suspicious of the parents. 8 years later, the Cannon family has relocated to Albuquerque, New Mexico. Charlie, Larissa, Sebastian, and their youngest daughter, Maud, now live with Larissa's Catholic mother, Carmen. At the same time, in Aswan, a teenager witnesses a cargo plane carrying the sarcophagus crash. Archaeologists investigating the wreckage discover Katie inside, wrapped in parchment covered with writings in an ancient language. Katie, now in a catatonic state and prone to self-harm, is eventually reunited with her family and brought home. Despite Katie's disturbing behavior, the family chooses not to seek further medical treatment. She frequently escapes from her room and continues injuring herself. After noticing strange inscriptions appearing on her skin, Charlie consults an archaeology professor to translate them. The professor explains that the writings describe Nasmaranian, an ancient demon capable of destroying families and entire communities. The demon is restrained through a ritual mummification process in which sacred scripture is embedded into a host's skin. As those inscriptions are removed, Nasmaranian's power steadily grows. Charlie later discovers that Katie is communicating through Morse code, a skill she learned during her time in the Girl Scouts before her abduction. After decoding her message, he realizes she is repeatedly spelling out Layla's name. Searching through old letters of support received after Katie's disappearance, Charlie finds an unopened letter from Layla that includes a drawing of the same candy used by the Magician. He shares this information with Dahlia, who traces the letter back to the family's house in Aswan. Dahlia travels there to investigate and uncovers the hidden pyramid beneath the property. During her search, she is attacked by the Magician but manages to shoot her. Shortly afterward, Layla returns home and gives Dahlia a VHS tape labeled Katie. At the same time, Katie removes more of the parchment bindings from her body. As the demon's influence strengthens, she gains control over the minds of her siblings and murders Carmen. During Carmen's funeral, Katie and Maud terrorize the mourners and even desecrate their grandmother's corpse. Dahlia then travels to Albuquerque with the VHS tape. The recording reveals the ritual used by the Magician to transfer Nasmaranian into Katie years earlier. It also exposes the Magician as a member of an ancient cult dedicated to keeping the demon buried by continuously providing it with living hosts. While Charlie, Larissa, and Dahlia watch the tape, Katie manipulates Sebastian into helping her remove even more of the sacred inscriptions from her body. She then violently attacks her parents and Dahlia, severely injuring Charlie and forcing a scorpion down Dahlia's throat. Having memorized the ritual chant from the tape, Dahlia performs the transfer ceremony and moves Nasmaranian from Katie into Charlie. Charlie willingly accepts the sacrifice in order to save his daughter. He is sealed inside a coffin in the basement, where he manages to tap out the message, "I love you," in Morse code. Freed from the demon's influence, Katie gradually begins to recover and forms a genuine bond with her siblings. One of the central themes of The Mummy appears to be the danger of disturbing the past without understanding its consequences. The film explores how human ambition, curiosity, and the desire for knowledge can sometimes lead to unforeseen outcomes. Another major theme involves the relationship between history and memory, particularly how ancient events continue to influence later generations. The story also raises questions about whether certain secrets should remain buried. Characters frequently face choices between scientific discovery and moral responsibility. Additionally, the film appears to examine power, legacy, and the way myths evolve over time. Because many details remain unrevealed, several aspects of the story are still uncertain. The true origins of the curse, the full history of the mummy, and the motivations behind the ancient figure's return are expected to be key mysteries. These unresolved elements contribute to the suspense and encourage audience discussion after viewing. That concludes our review and discussion of The Mummy, 2026, directed by Lee Cronin. With its darker horror-focused approach and its fresh interpretation of one of cinema's most iconic monsters, the film is shaping up to be an interesting addition to the franchise. Thank you for watching this video. Share your thoughts about the movie in the comments below, and let us know your theories about the story. Also, tell us which movie you would like to see reviewed next. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more movie reviews and plot breakdowns.